everybody, Reef Girl here. I knew I wasn't going to use the sump socks that came with my Red Sea Reefer XL425 the way they were intended, and so of course, like many people, I did my own modification. You can see from looking here that they're pretty dirty and it's time to clean them, so I thought I'd take this opportunity and show you what I did. Here's what they look like pulled directly out of the tank. They're on little sliding drawer type things. You can see the white, well, was white, filter pad is pretty dirty. I just pull it and toss it. I pull the sock itself out of the holder and set that aside. The first thing I do once the filter pads are out is scrub them in the sink under hot water. I do my best to get off anything loose, and really my goal is to keep them as clean as I can for as long as I can. Those little filter pads do an amazing job helping with that. When I first used them, I was taking larger pieces of filter pad and kind of folding them and stuffing them inside. These little ones work much better. And then I just dry them off completely with a kitchen towel to remove any traces of tap water. The fabric these things are made of is really nice mesh, very tightly woven, and it dries quickly. And then using this filter pad stuff, I cut pieces into squares that are kind of almost the diameter of the filter sock itself. I don't cut the corners off for a very specific reason. You can see here that if you cut them small enough, they look like they'll almost fit inside, which is the idea after all. There's a tab here that I think is meant to use to pull the sock out of the holder. And this tab is really useful for what I want to do with it because it'll help me hold the filter pad in place. To help with that, I just take the scissors and cut two tiny slots on an angle on one corner of the filter pad. Then place it inside the sock and pull that corner up through the opening. I pull it far enough through that those little slots come on top of that tab and hold it neatly in place. So here's the finished product. I don't push it down, I let those little corners rest as close as I can to the top of the plastic. Then the filter sock goes back in its tray. I always put it back in the tray so that tab is on the left. The water comes in this direction, and when it hits the filter pad, the little corner that it strikes first is held in place by those little notches. And now they're back in their little slots and the water's flowing over them. You can see that water flow hitting that tab first. The rest of the pad stays in place because there's not much water pressure on it. It's all taken up in that corner. This has been working really well for me for the last couple of weeks, and I'm going to keep doing this. So thank you for watching yet another video about a Red Sea Reefer Sump Sock modification.